Hello everyone, welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. According to a report from Sheinbaum, U.S. media outlet Semaphore stated today that the U.S. government has extended invitations to the CEOs of prominent companies, including Nvidia, Apple, ExxonMobil, and Boeing, to accompany President Trump on his visit to China next week. Senior executives from Qualcomm, Blackstone, Citigroup, and Visa have also reportedly been invited to join the delegation. While Qualcomm confirmed receiving an invitation, they declined further comment, and Blackstone and Boeing also refused to comment. The White House, Visa, Nvidia, Apple, and Citigroup did not immediately respond to requests for comment. President Trump is scheduled to meet with Chinese President Xi Jinping in Beijing next week, and there are high expectations for potential agreements during his visit. Boeing CEO Kelly Ortberg had previously expressed the company's reliance on the Trump administration to secure long-awaited major orders from China, indicating a significant commercial interest in the trip. Japan and the European Union have affirmed their commitment to safeguarding crucial sea lanes, including the protection of critical maritime infrastructure amidst the effective closure of the Strait of Hormuz. According to NHK, this cooperation was solidified during a high-level economic dialogue held in Brussels, involving Japan's economy, trade and industry minister Akazawa Ryose and European Commission Executive Vice President Stéphane Séjourné. A joint statement from the meeting emphasized the importance of secure and uninterrupted trade flows. Both sides also agreed to enhance collaboration in areas such as critical minerals, batteries, and defense, aiming to build resilient and secure markets. The dialogue addressed China's export controls on critical minerals, with Japan and the EU reiterating the need for export measures to be narrowly defined, non-discriminatory, and aligned with international law to prevent supply chain disruptions. Minister Akazawa also discussed the necessity of flexible responses to the prolonged situation surrounding Iran, suggesting options like coordinated oil reserve releases. He further stressed the importance of diversifying trade systems to strengthen Asian supply chains. Japan and Saudi Arabia have agreed to establish a task force focused on energy security, particularly concerning stable crude oil supplies amidst ongoing tensions in the Middle East. The agreement was formalized during an online meeting between Japan's Minister of Economy, Trade, and Industry, Ryose Akazawa, and Saudi Energy Minister Abdulaziz bin Salman Al Saud on Thursday. Discussions within this new task force are scheduled to commence early next week. The formation of this joint body represents a significant step in enhancing energy security cooperation between Japan and Saudi Arabia, reflecting the current geopolitical climate. Earlier the same day, Minister Akazawa also participated in a high-level economic dialogue with the European Union in Brussels, alongside State Minister for Foreign Affairs Wao Hori. This indicates Japan's broader diplomatic engagement on economic and security matters. Al Jazeera reports that protests in Bolivia have entered their third day, with 3 distinct groups calling for reforms to agricultural, educational, and labor policies. The nation's main trade union, the Bolivian Workers' Center, COPE, initiated a strike last Friday, coinciding with International Workers' Day. Bolivia is grappling with its largest economic crisis in 40 years, marked by a severe currency shortage. Clashes erupted in La Paz and El Alto on Tuesday, as police deployed tear gas against demonstrators, while public workers blocked streets with vehicles. The transit protests stem from President Rodrigo Paz's decision last year to eliminate a decades-old fuel subsidy, leading to a sharp increase in petrol prices. Transport workers are demanding compensation for engine damage they attribute to forced use of lower-quality fuel, and the strikes have resulted in over 70 road blockages. Other ongoing protests include a teachers' union advocating for a state-funded single free public education system, and the COB's call for an indefinite general strike demanding a 20% minimum wage increase and cuts to government official salaries. President Paz has dismissed these demands, emphasizing the need to create jobs before raising salaries. UPI reports that Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum has firmly rejected criticism from former U.S. President Donald Trump regarding her government's anti-drug efforts. Trump had suggested the United States might take unilateral action against drug cartels if Mexico failed to do the job, while also claiming significant reductions in maritime drug trafficking. Sheinbaum defended her administration's security strategy, citing a nearly 50% reduction in homicides, the dismantling of 2,500 clandestine synthetic drug laboratories, and a decrease in fentanyl trafficking to the U.S. She emphasized the need for Washington to acknowledge its own severe drug consumption crisis and to intensify efforts to curb the illegal flow of firearms into Mexico, which she argues empowers criminal organizations and fuels violence. Alnas pointed out that the 2026 U.S. National Drug Control Strategy for the first time formally recognized America's domestic drug consumption problem. She reiterated that drug trafficking and consumption are shared responsibilities, stressing that any cooperation must respect Mexico's sovereignty. The U.S. strategy identifies Mexico as central to its anti-drug campaign, classifying Mexican cartels as terrorist organizations and fentanyl as a weapon of mass destruction and conditioning future cooperation on measurable results. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.